Hi everyone. Normally on my channel and things like that I don't talk about politics or anything else that's going on in the world, but living in Scotland and with the Scottish referendum coming up so close to the date, there is a lot of stuff flying around, and there's a lot of people saying you should vote this for this and you should vote this for this, and it's getting shoved in my face left, right and centre, so I'm going to answer those questions here, okay? And now feel free to put your comments and your views down below, but remember, freedom of speech, so my opinion is my own, and if you don't share the same opinion, then that's, fantastic, because we are all individuals and everyone should have their own opinion. If you had the same as mine, then I'll be worried. So yes, so my vote on the Scottish referendum will be no. I want Scotland to stay part of Great Britain. The reason being is not because of the whole, yes, I'm English, I was born in England, and I don't believe we should break up. It's not that at all. Basically, there are unanswered questions that I would like answered. I mean, my dad is Scottish. He was born in Glasgow. And he's going to, vote to stay in the Great Britain as well. And the reason being is, well, one, we're a military background family. So being part of that, loads of jobs will go if Scotland becomes an independent country. I believe down in the other side of Scotland, from Fife and Edinburgh, there's about 5,000 jobs, with contracts and things like that as well, that will go because of just the breakup of no military in Scotland. There probably will be a military at some point, but it's going to take time. Then there's Rosyth, not that far away from where I live. We'll lose the contract on building ships. What will happen with the jobs in my local area? So it's those type of questions as well. It's not currency for me. It's the fact that how many jobs will be lost because of it. And don't get me wrong, some people will say, oh, millions of jobs will be made. It's like, oh, really? Wow. And I've got a politician telling me this? I'm sorry, but if I don't believe the politicians that we have, in England, then what makes me think I'm going to believe any politician? You know what I mean? So I've got one set of politicians telling me this and one set of politicians telling me that. Do I believe any politician? Not very often. So, yeah. So that's one reason. The other reason is what will happen with my vehicle? But will it be classed as an import? Will I have to pay a different type of road tax? What will happen to the insurance? If I go down to England, will I need a separate passport? Than my dad, who is Scottish. And it will kind of just break up my family as well. And it would feel a little bit weird in that respect, that throughout my whole entire life, me and my dad have shared the same passport, knowing that one thing like this as well could split up, a family. And I know it doesn't sound big, being like, oh, it's just a passport. Actually, that kind of sets, I class myself as British. Without Scotland there, my dad can't really call himself British. He would have to go, I'm Scottish, because and it's a shame in that respect with me. But there are unanswered questions which I feel need answered before I would even go anywhere near a yes vote. Same with Scottish footballers down in England. What will happen to them? Because according to the rules and things like that, they're only allowed to hire international footballers with visas. They would need a working permit. So what will happen to the players playing in the Championship or any lower division? They wouldn't be able to be hired. And I know I've said a lot in this, so I do apologise about that. But would they need a work permit? Can they get citizenship down there? Which they probably would be able to, don't get me wrong. But they would have to earn it. So there is a lot of unanswered questions for me, and that is why I would say no. And there are a lot of people that have said, oh, there'll be more wealth in Scotland. They will be the whole, we get to keep the oil money in Scotland. That's fantastic. Wow. But you're going to have to fund a military. You're going to have to fund, well, you might not want to fund a military. But that leaves you open to any other country just coming in, rolling in. It's a bit scary with big countries that are being very aggressive at the moment. I'm not going to say which ones, but you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, and with the naval bases being free and open, perfect landing sites. So it just makes me a bit like, what would happen? We can't defend ourselves. Then there's the fact of the job losses. Yes, there will be more money in Scotland rolling around with the oil, but I'm not going to see any of that. It'll go to the fat cats. You know, it will go to, let's pay the politicians more money. Let's run a president. Let's pay this big person, pay this big person. Will it benefit me directly? Will I get money from the oil companies? Oh my God, I doubt it. So yeah, there may be more money rolling in, but it's not going to go to me. It's not going to go to people like me. So there are so many unanswered questions. And if you want to vote yes and you feel that those questions have been answered for you, like, you know, I know that, yes, there may be a better NHS service, you know. And there we go, saying, you know, again. There may be a better NHS service. There may be better services all round. We're going to get free this, free that. And if that ticks all the boxes for you, fantastic, vote yes. Because if you've asked all those questions and that has ticked your boxes, brilliant, do it. You know what I'm saying? That you should have the right to vote whatever you want to without anyone forcing you to vote one way or another. People getting threatened to vote yes, threatened to vote no, or threatened for voting yes, or threatened for voting no, shouldn't happen. That's why we've had people fight in wars, to give us freedom of speech. So if we lose that right, then that's the worst thing ever that can happen. So with that, vote for whatever answers your questions. If that is a yes, then you vote yes, because if that is the way you want to vote, then you have the right to vote for what you want. That is the whole point in this. And I know I've droned on a little bit and just given my perspective on it, but I hope that answers a few questions out there of some of the people that are spamming me with stuff at the moment, saying, oh, look what this person did. This person was a total fanny to this person, because they said they were going to vote no, so that person got hammered because of it. Or that person says that I'm going to vote yes. They had 3 people come up to them and threaten them and things like that. It's like, really? That is petty. And it's more petty on those people who threatened that person. I mean, we should have the right to vote for whatever we want. So vote for whatever you want. And remember, ask the questions, and if one answers the questions for you, then make your vote on that.